this is what I'm doing today. I went to the farmer's market and got this beautiful, lush, tropical leafed, edible, raw or cooked green called malabar spinach. I had read about this before, and I believe it to be a runner, and that it also is from a place where it gets a lot of water and it's pretty warm, because I believe it to be a tender perennial. Well, the problem is that in Los Angeles we got the right temperature, but the wrong amount of water. And because the plants have been sitting here growing in water, I know that when I take this beautiful, lush, tropical plant and drop it into our dry, semi-arid temperate zone of Los Angeles, where it's been pretty much 90 degrees in the daytime, every day with not an ounce of humidity, period, ever, I've decided to make some self-watering containers using the automatic watering system for something called a global bucket that I found on YouTube. So I'm going to take these little plants, and can you see the beautiful little roots that it's generating? It's like cotton baby teeth. 1, 2. And I'm going to take that and put it into these self-watering containers that I made using recycled water bottles. In the summer, I have to admit, I buy a lot of these for the family. I know they're wasteful, but I still get, 5 cents, 10 cents back, 5 cents back here in California. And I can make these beautiful self-watering containers. So anyway, I took them and I punched a few holes in the top and some holes on the side, and I used a screwdriver and my knife to do that. Then I took my trusty scissors and cut the bottle in half, inserted the top of the bottle into the bottom, and punched 2 more holes to put these straws that I use at the salon for a type of wet set called a straw set. Go figure. So, as you can see, there's water in there, and you have to make sure that the bottom holes of in the top go below the level of the straw, so that when you fill this top part with dirt, the dirt will sit, just a little dirt will sit in the water, and it will constantly evaporate water up into the system, therefore making it a self-watering system. And because they're strung together one to the next, it's a closed system. If I put water in any one of these other containers, it will, because of the straws being in there, will allow water to flow freely from one container to the next. Any container that has more water will automatically level all the containers out together. And that's why this is my main feed tube. So I may change it out because I was going to make a self-watering container out of this one, and I forgot what I was doing. So I will fill these with dirt. The water will wick up, and so that way the root system on this beautiful tender perennial who needs lots of water can absorb as much water as it can, and I will be able to visually watch the water disappear so I can keep up with it too. That way I can't overwater or underwater. I will eventually, if this works for a couple of days, and I can see that's working, paint the bottom of the reservoirs black, or I will encase them in a box or something so they don't grow algae. And what was kind of cool was I started at the end, I started filling this one, and as soon as this one was overfull, the water automatically spilled to that one, and I just easily was able to move back in my semicircle here, filling the water reservoirs. And when I overfilled this one, because it couldn't go backwards, it started to fill this one. And as long as I keep the water in this one, the chain will never be broken. Any water I put in here will automatically swirl around and go into all the other cups, making my life a little simpler and keeping me from having to water each one of these individually and not know when they dry out. So, and this is also the beginning of a hydroponic system, and my personal goal is to not only have a hydroponic system, but to have an aquaponic system. So this is the very beginning of that kind of concept. So I hope it works, because if I can get this to work, then the next goal is a bigger one, then get into the air pumps. So pray for me, and this is what I'm doing in, well, not my garden. I guess I'm doing it in my kitchen for my garden. Have a blessed day.